Have you ever wondered why mosquitoes suck our blood? To date, approximately 52 billion people have died because of mosquitoes. I was sitting at home the other day when suddenly I felt both of my wrists itching. After scratching my hands, I noticed that the area I scratched started to hurt. There are more than 3,700 species of mosquitoes worldwide. However, the species I especially want to mention is Aedes aegypti, a mosquito species that prefers human blood over the blood of other animals. The reason for this is that human skin and microbiome produce more lactic acid compared to other vertebrates. Furthermore, only female mosquitoes bite us because the proteins found in human blood help female mosquitoes nourish their eggs. Many things can attract a female mosquito to human skin. These include heat, light, sweat, body odor, lactic acid, and carbon dioxide. As if sucking our blood wasn't enough, they also have that annoying buzzing right next to our ears. First of all, this buzzing comes from the mosquito flapping its wings. Female mosquitoes buzz at around 400 hertz, and they actually produce this sound in order to mate with male mosquitoes. When a female mosquito lands on our skin, it uses its needle-like mouth part called a proboscis to pierce the skin. Inside the proboscis, there are also 6 additional needles. These blood-sucking insects, which have an evolutionary history of about 30 million years, can make even an experienced nurse look amateurish when it comes to finding a vein. Unlike a nurse who must find a vein in one attempt with a syringe, a mosquito has to use its 6 needles in a random manner for this task. After easily finding a vein, it draws blood into its body and sends it to its abdomen. While doing this, it injects saliva containing proteins called anticoagulants into our skin to prevent the blood from clotting. A mosquito of the Aedes aegypti species can suck about 5 microliters of blood before its abdomen is completely full. If the mosquito that bit you is female, it uses this blood for its eggs. If it is male, it uses it for its vital functions. If our blood did not clot during feeding and blood flow continued, it would make it harder for the mosquito to suck blood, meaning it would not be able to fill its abdomen. This is the real reason behind the itching. It is a side effect of the special fluid secreted by the mosquito inside our body. Almost everyone has been bitten by a mosquito. After mosquitoes bite us, there's also a possibility that they can spread diseases to us. A person bitten by a mosquito may become infected with mosquito-borne diseases such as West Nile virus, dengue fever, or malaria. Mosquitoes have chemical sensors on their feet. When they land on a surface, they can determine whether that area is a suitable feeding spot. They generally prefer the hands, feet, and neck. Thanks to the heat receptors in their eyes, they can detect the temperature around them. This is one of the most important features that helps mosquitoes find their prey more easily. Swelling, pain, and itching are among the most common immune responses our bodies give after insect bites or stings. Apart from medications that prevent allergies and itching, you can also apply some mild intervention yourself for mosquito bites. One of these is applying heat to the affected area without burning the skin. A study conducted in 2011 by Christian Mueller and his team found that this method quickly reduced mosquito bite symptoms. Another method you can easily apply at home is to spread natural honey on the bitten area. In another study conducted in 2011 by Manisha Deb Mandel and colleagues, honey was shown to be effective in reducing symptoms such as itching and swelling. However, because it may attract mosquitoes and other insects to your skin, you should thoroughly clean the area before going outside. The places they love to live are generally wet and humid environments. They continue their lives near lakes and ponds, among plants and swamps and marshes, or in containers that hold water. However, some mosquitoes prefer living close to humans. They live and breed anywhere there is stagnant water, including flower pot trays around homes, old car tires, and puddles. The only region where they cannot survive is Antarctica. Mosquitoes mate in a very strange way while flying. When a male hears the sound of a suitable female, he flies toward her. The female stores the sperm in a special egg sac. Mating can last from a few seconds to several minutes. In many mosquito species, the female usually mates only once. Most of the time, they They do not live long enough for a second mating. In some species, thousands of male mosquitoes form large swarms at sunset. Females enter these swarms, and males try to choose a suitable mate based on wing sounds. This event is called a mating swarm. Mosquitoes are holometabolous insects. This means that, just like caterpillars transforming into butterflies, mosquitoes undergo complete metamorphosis, developing from eggs into larvae, then into pupae, and finally emerging as fully grown adult mosquitoes. A pregnant female mosquito aims to lay her eggs in a water source rich enough in nutrients and long-lasting enough to allow larvae to grow, develop, and produce pupae from which adult mosquitoes can successfully emerge. This is one reason why female mosquitoes consume more human blood and need to hunt more frequently. The choice of an egg-laying site depends on various chemical, visual, olfactory, and tactile cues that influence the female's behavior before laying eggs. She lays her eggs on the surface of stagnant water or in moist areas near water. Depending on the species, she can lay hundreds of eggs. That is why they love living near water. As the second stage, like every creature that undergoes metamorphosis, the mosquito develops into a larva. This stage is called the 4 larval stages. When the eggs hatch, larvae emerge. Because of their constant wriggling movements, they are called wigglers. After emerging as larvae, mosquitoes go through the following 4 stages. First, instar larva, newly hatched and very small. Second, instar larva grows through feeding and undergoes its first molt. Third, instar larva feeds more actively and its size increases significantly. Fourth, instar larva, the final and largest larval stage. It feeds intensively before becoming a pupa. Between each stage, the larva sheds its exoskeleton, which is essentially a form of molting. At this stage, the mosquito does not feed. The larval body transforms into an adult mosquito. The pupa generally has a comma-like shape. Pupa possess a defense mechanism inherited from their ancestors. They respond to even the slightest threat by tumbling through the water to escape potential predators. The pupal shell opens, and the adult mosquito emerges. They feed heavily on plant-based sugar sources such as nectar and fruit juices. After their wings dry, they begin to fly. Male mosquitoes generally try to feed on nectar. Only the adult female mosquito seeks a blood meal containing the nutrients necessary to support egg development. A female mosquito can suck up to nearly twice its own body weight in blood. For a human, that would be equivalent to eating hundreds of kilograms of food in a single sitting.